What's up guys and welcome back. First of all, if you would like to support me and the channel, my PayPal will be in the description, so thank you all. So yes, welcome back to Anime King, and I'm back with part 3 of What If Naruto Was the Sentry. Remember to get this one too. 100 likes as usual. Share this to all of your friends on your social media platform. And also guys, if you're new and this is the first time hearing my voice, yes, I indeed have 3 channels which I post What If on every single day for you guys to enjoy. I'll be leaving the links down in the description for Anime King 2, Anime King 3, and Anime Symbol guys. So don't forget to go ahead, check them out, and yeah, become a part of the Anime King family. So without further ado or wasting more time, how about we jump right into this brand new episode? Let us begin now guys. So the last part that we left off, Naruto found out about his parents. He went as far as to even meeting the both of them. With that said and done, Naruto flew out of the village. The Anvus were stunned by that. Not quite sure how to properly fly, he crash landed a distance away, as Naruto wanted to learn to understand his powers. Naruto knew about the super strength, the speed, the flight. However, he was able to break things down to a molecular level and do extraordinary feats, not to mention his durability that was on a completely different level. Soon after, Naruto returned back, seeing all the people there that were gathered. They expect the fact that he ran away and never to return, but that wasn't the case. He told Hiruzen that he spoke to his parents. Never truly a big fan of the man, Naruto may declare that the populace will know who his parents were. They will all know who he was. As he was going to carry on his parents' legacy, he was going to take his father's name. Hiruzen warned Naruto about the threats that were out there, but Naruto said that he was going to simply spread the truth himself, as things would become a lot more complicated then. Danzo Shiramura saw the boy as a threat. In the beginning, Danzo planned all of this to isolate the boy, to break him down, but he, by accident, created one of the most powerful person to ever walk the face of this earth. And that was incredibly bad, as he found himself realizing his big mistake. Hiruzen had no choice but to actually speak to Danzo on the matter. They had to find a way to control Naruto because right now, no one can truly control him. He's powerful and he knows that. And Naruto was no longer taking any disrespect as he threw a guy in mid-ear. He caught him though, not allowing him to splat on the ground, but that one action made the others back off. Hiruzen put Naruto up against a team of Anvus to show him what it would be like, a random surprise attack. However, his durability, speed, and strength was on a different level, shocking the Anvus, and Naruto wasn't even trying to end them. And you have to remember he was 8 years old, and he would grow into his powers. Danzo Shiramura was standing there, observing the scene, observing the boy powers, listing them down. The developments that Naruto were making, he was keeping them to himself. As the populace found out about him, many opinion immediately changed. Around the world, many were shocked. Yes, many were shocked to what they heard. As Naruto name started to become global, people from outside of the village started to flock to the village to see the prodigal son of the fourth Kage. They would like to see him. as Naruto's extraordinary strength was also told about as well. Many were curious to truly understand how extraordinary are they talking about. It was very clear that Naruto did not need the academy, but he wished to go through it as a normal individual. Through that time, Naruto made friends with Sasuke Uchiha. Naruto was the only person that did not look at him the way the others look at him. Pity, sadness. Throughout the years, the boys became really good friends. The populace of Konoha started to change gradually. Those that hated him kept their mouths shut. From that day Naruto launched that guy into the sky, he made it clear that he was not supposed to be trifled with. The other nations were curious. They were also angry as well, mostly Kumo and the Stone. The Sand was pissed as Rasa decided to reach out to a former member of Konoha. Something has to be done. With the fourth Kage's son returning, the popularity of Konoha was going to skyrocket more than ever before as Naruto became a worldwide celebrity. Danzo was trying to understand the power behind of everything. He found the broken vial, but there was nothing left. The Sentry Serum. They were able to deduce that it worked on Naruto because of the nine-tailed fox. Yes, it worked on him because of the beast. It seems the manipulative chakra corrosive energy was able to dilute the serum and prevent it from killing him. So that meant perhaps this boy was the only one that could survive this process. But the one that had created the serum was Orochimaru. Word returned back to the Sannin from one of his spies within Konoha. Orochimaru was delighted to hear what he heard, as he intended to, well, find out exactly what made the boy so powerful. Meanwhile, Naruto was able to find Mizuki, knowing that he was a spy. Naruto had grown tremendously. He was now 13 years old. With a simple gaze, he was able to make Mizuki spread the truth and tell every single thing that he's done for the purpose and the reason, but Orochimaru never trusted Mizuki. He was just a piece of a larger puzzle, and he failed to secure the scroll, so his part was done with. With that said and done, Naruto dropped him off at the headquarters where the interrogation were. They had no idea that he knew about this place. It seems like there was nothing that they could truly keep away from Naruto, and him being so powerful, well, many were actually terrified, while they see him as a hero, given his past. It was actually bad for many. So yeah guys, basically let's play off. You guys can switch across the play of yourself so we still begin this new episode. Usually, when a ninja becomes powerful, S-rank level, there was always some kickback. There was always the fear that this ninja would turn against his village. Just a backup thought in some of the more corrupted minds. After all, they've gone through wars. They've watched friends betrayed friends. It is good to have a bit of paranoia in this world. That wasn't a bad thing, not in the slightest. So when a ninja usually becomes that powerful, people tend to worry about the future and about their growing strength. But Naruto Uzumaki was a different kind of monster, now dubbed Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. There were things about his strength that people were perhaps over-exaggerating, but some believe that it was truly reality. It's been a long time since Naruto was tested, the last time when he was 8 years old. But he's been showing feats that was rather shocking. Him and Sasuke Uchiha were seen at the Rocky Mountain areas of the village where the monument was behind it, where he raised a chunk of earth that was the size of a 2-story building and flew it into the sky. It was training, as he said it. There was a lot of meeting regarding this whole thing. You see, Naruto Uzumaki was never treated fairly. He was treated like a outsider, like a monster. His action by throwing a guy into mid-air, well, that was problematic, and many were against it. They feared his strength. Many loved the reputation that he had. He was the son of Minato Namikaze, but over the years that passed by, It was very clear that Naruto did not believe majority of them. After all, majority of them were not genuine. He could see the true depths of their soul after all. He could understand the gaze behind those eyes. So his remarks were not usually very kind. Minato Namikaze was a generous man, with a smile that could light up a room. A man that could bring hope and prosperity by just being there. But Naruto wasn't exactly the opposite, but he was just, well, neutral. As he still did not see the people of Konoha as people that he could rely on. Just because they knew his power and knew his ties, no, they wanted to see him as a person. Well, there was only a small handful of people that Naruto saw in this village that he can truly trust. And a lot of the much higher names were not truly on that list. At the moment, Naruto stood in the field. In front of him was Kakashi Hatake. The other two had fled to their hiding spot. This was the bell test. Due to him wanting to go through the proper ranks, due to him wanting to go through the proper channels, Naruto was placed on Team 7. Naruto knew exactly who Kakashi was, and Naruto was not a fan. He never met this man until this day. So Naruto just saw him as a sensei. Naruto would not ask him anything about the past. He would not ask him about his ties with his father. He made that clear when his remarks were to the point and cold. Kakashi spoke to Hiruzen so he understood. You see, Naruto could be one of the most nicest people to those that he truly trusts, but to the people that he saw as hypocrites, people that only saw him as something beneficial now, well, he would look through them like they were absolutely nothing. The bell tests, that was the name. They were supposed to retrieve the bells, but there was just two of them. Casually, Naruto was standing there as the others fled to a hiding spot to observe Kakashi Hatake. Kakashi did not bring his book out just yet. As he looked at Naruto, "Didn't you hear me? I said you can begin," he said. Naruto folded both of his arms. "Are we still pretending like this test is for me? They're over there. They can't hear us." "Well, if you want to be a part of Team 7, of course this test is for you," said Kakashi. Naruto started to walk as he put his arms behind him. "I can take those bells from you anytime I see fit," he said. Naruto wasn't being cocky. He was simply stating the obvious. However, having two bells serve no purpose here. It doesn't really make sense. Unless you want to see exactly what we will do under pressure. Sasuke is strong. Sakura, she's book smart. But despite that, none of them, not if they combine their intellect and strength, can take that bell away from you. You are Kakashi Hatake after all, one of the most famous Jonins within this village. So you want to see what would they do under pressure. If they would rise above it, if they would step past their own selfish ways and choose to work with one another. After all, isn't that Konoha motto? We all unite through the will of fire, said Naruto. Kakashi Hatake did not remark on Naruto, casually saying that he could take the bells at any time. Kakashi was an observer there. Yes, he was there to observe as well. The news about Naruto finding out about his parents, well, that surprised him that Naruto found out. But after truly speaking with the Hokage and seeing some of the things that happened, the copy ninja was also unsure about his own chance of defeating Naruto. The Hokage made it very clear that Naruto was an anomaly. His strength, speed, his reflex, everything about him was superhuman, beyond the natural level of a ninja. And the thing was, Naruto was just 13 years old. Imagine that power growing even more. He had saw the look in the Hokage eyes, fearful. He questioned him on that, as they spoke about Naruto's past. Kakashi wasn't there for the child. Well, the child did not know anything and it was supposed to stay that way. However, Kakashi wasn't aware that reports were filed by the child himself that he was being attacked. The Hokage was overwhelmed. He tried to get behind this, but he could never truly do it. until Naruto simply stopped asking. The copy ninja was quite aware that Naruto knew who he was, but he was showing no indication that he really cared in the slightest. As the bell test happened, Naruto actively did not participate. He simply worked with Sasuke and Sakura. Sakura thought that she would be the one that was going to be kicked off. She knew and heard things about Naruto, and Sasuke was amazing. She could not match up in the slightest. She was shocked when he wanted her to join them and help. What could she possibly bring to aid them? She didn't understand. Some people said that he was selfish, that he did not care for other people, but they were wrong. She wasn't really that close with him in the academy, but she knew him. Time skip. Kakashi had no choice but to allow them to pass by, as Team 7 was created, but Naruto actively not showing his strength, his disinterest in all of this because he knew that he was above it. He wasn't being cocky, but the way he spoke and the way he go about things made it seem like he definitely was. For 1 month, Team 7 participated in D ranks. The copy ninja decided to have a chat with Naruto, and Naruto made it rather clear to him, "You are my sensei." And that's it, Naruto said. While Kakashi's words did not exactly imply anything more, Naruto was just making it rather clear. "Just because you were the student of my father doesn't truly mean anything to me," said Naruto. "I listen to order. I obey what I'm told. So other than that, I really see no point in truly getting to understand the kind of man you are, because I simply don't care." With that, Naruto walked away. He made it rather clear. Naruto was not a person that forgive easily. He would make it extremely hard. People like these could never get a forgiveness out of him, especially the one known as Joy of the Sanin. He has yet to even show his face within the village. Naruto had no idea that his family background had stretched so wide in terms of the friends and people that they've made across many years. But never once has he seen one of these people. Never once have any of them come to his aid. His parents were proud people of this village, and they sacrificed their life because they believed in him. Naruto felt like if he went against the village, he would be spitting on their name and their sacrifice, because he knew they loved him, and that was the last thing that he wanted to do. However, as Naruto was walking away, that voice that he dreaded to hear spoke once again. "You should kill him." Naruto paused where he was. "Believe in that. Everything is alright now. They're all hypocrites and you know it. Why continue to show them mercy? If things hadn't changed, they wouldn't have shown you any. You would have probably been dead by now." Naruto gripped the side of his head as he started to massage his temple. "Leave me alone," he said. "I'm not gonna listen to you. I'm not gonna kill anyone." The chuckling in the back of his mind went on for a few seconds. "We will see." Naruto continued on. It's been a long while since he heard that voice. However, Naruto has been trying to push away most of the bad things, but some of them has been returning. It's because of all the hypocrites within Konoha, and he hated it. The voice was feeding off his own anger. Time skip. Naruto found himself heading towards the land of Wave, along with the rest of the members of Team 7. Tazuna, the bridge builder. Naruto was quite aware that he was lying, that this mission was a fake. He read the man's mind. However, there was something. The man wanted to save his people. That was the only reason. He was afraid of his own safety and theirs as well. He knew what he was doing was wrong, praying that he would be forgiven. But he needed to help his people. Naruto knew what it felt like to be looked down upon. To be used, manipulated, and bullied. To be seen like you are nothing because someone else had the power. Never again though. That is why Naruto said nothing at all. Sakura was questioning him about his village. She wanted to know if they didn't have ninjas like your standard villages. As Naruto looked forward, noticing the puddle, there was 2 of them. Naruto was not looking through it, but he could tell that they were there. He could also tell what weapons they had as well. Over the years, Naruto's power had grown drastically. The change in attitude was a big sign of that. How confident he truly was. The moment they passed by the puddle, Kakashi Hatake was trapped in chains and ripped apart. However, Naruto's eyes were more than fast enough to follow him, seeing that he swapped himself within the bushes. Despite Naruto not liking Kakashi, he would have saved him if he was in any real danger. Naruto was the next one to be inside of the chain. Both demon brothers were confused. To them, it seems like he teleported. They did not hesitate. However, the chain ground against Naruto's hands, unable to truly deal any true damage. As Naruto gripped onto the spikes, he crushed them. As he held the chain, both demon brothers were confused as Naruto yanked the left side, giving Sasuke the perfect opportunity to deliver a vicious kick. Gozu, Miyazu said as he watched his brother crash to the ground. He immediately broke the chain as he swung the claw gauntlet towards Naruto's face that was coated in poison. Naruto gripped his wrist as the blade was inches away from his eyes. What the hell? Gozu then realized that the kid was flying. Naruto raised his hand and threw him into the sky before he shot upwards and grabbed his leg and slammed him into the ground. Gozu was done. Tazuna was speechless, baffled. What the hell? As Kakashi revealed that he was alive, Team 7 decided to continue on with the mission. As Naruto wasn't going to turn back, he was going to go. Sasuke was destined to fight more, so he saw it. Sakura might have felt a bit nervous, but after witnessing what she just saw, she had more confidence in her team. Hey, what was that back there? Tazuna whispered to Kakashi, trying to truly understand how in the world did that kid just launch a grown man into the sky and fly as well. He knew that ninjas could do cool stuff, but could they truly fly? He's a special case, Kakashi said. Naruto could have flown to the village and back around 100 times by now. However, he wanted to see the scenery. He hasn't really gone beyond Konoha before. Yes, he's left the village and thread outwards, but this was much further than he's ever gone. It would be quite redundant given the fact that he could actually fly at any time, but Naruto has been trying to play the good soldier, showing that he did not mean any harm. He's felt the hostility from most. They should be the ones that are afraid. Once again, the voice whispered in his mind as Naruto shook his head. Kakashi Hatake noticed that as they found themselves landing. The man that gave them the ride over there by the boat wished them luck. He seemed to know Tazuna rather well, as this bridge will be a new opening for their village in many ways. With that, Naruto made his way along with Team 7. Is the mist always this thick? Gazing around. Not usually, Tazuna said, but sometimes really early in the morning. The place was cold and also filled with a lot of mist. As Naruto looked ahead, Naruto could see the both of them in the far distance observing the group. He could see their heartbeat from here. He could focus on their lips, understanding their words. His vision was beyond anything that the Hyugas could truly understand. He couldn't just see far, he could see and understand someone from this distance. As Naruto saw the strange, molecular distortion in this person, they possess a special Kekigenkai. It was coal, ice, the manipulation of water and wind together. The other one with his massive cleaver blade. Naruto chose to be quiet, as his team was in no real harm. Neither was him. Naruto was actually looking forward to testing his abilities against someone stronger. It's been a while since he actually truly fought. Training with Sasuke was nice and all, but Naruto would like to know if there was someone that could actually keep up with him if he was actually going all out. Kakashi Hatake heard it. "Get down!" he shouted as a blade was thrown. However, time slowed down, known as chrono perception. Naruto wasn't exactly controlling time, but he can slow his perception to the degree that everything around him seemed to slow itself down, giving him insane reaction time. As Naruto looked at the blade, he also looked at the masked ninja, bandage covering his face, as he jumped, but his feet had yet to reach the branch. Time returned back to normal. Zabuza Momochi was confused. So was Haku. With his bare hands, Naruto caught the blade, believing this to be some kind of Kekigenkai, some elite technique that this child possessed. As Naruto rested the handle above his shoulder, holding the blade there, Zabuza appeared on the tip of said blade. "You know, you shouldn't take what doesn't belong to you," he said, aiming to knock Naruto down with a kick. And he thought he was successful as his feet slammed across Naruto's head. All members of Team 7 were back on their feet as Kakashi stepped forward. Zabuza was confused. This doesn't feel like human flesh. What the hell is this? Naruto grabbed him before he could jump away and dropped Zabuza into the earth. He cried out as a pain in his back exploded. Naruto then raised him with a hand and gripped his throat. "You shouldn't be throwing your weapon like that. You could have hurt someone," said Naruto, as he started to choke Zabuza. "Besides, throwing your weapon away like that, you don't really deserve it, now do you?" said Naruto. He grabbed the hilt of the blade and launched it. Everyone was stunned as Naruto launched it into the sky, and they could no longer see it. Tazuna was looking up in confusion. Where did it go? Zabuza slammed his fist into Naruto's face, but the fist did not even touch him. There was a strange force that surrounded Naruto. Another. Zabuza started to turn blue. Naruto gaze turned before Kakashi even realized. Trained in the same art as Zabuza, the hunter name made no sound. Kakashi stepping forward. However, he did not go after the client. Because he did not care about the client, he cared about his master. 3 senbons pointed to Sakura's throat. Sakura immediately froze. "Let go of him, otherwise she die," Haku said. Having no choice but to reveal himself, he couldn't allow his master to die. "Go ahead," said Naruto. Sakura's eyes went wide. Kakashi, angered by Naruto's words. Perhaps it was due to the fact that Naruto made it blatantly clear that he wants nothing to do with him. He truly believed that Naruto would allow her to die without caring in the slightest. However, Sasuke knew Naruto. Something else was at play here. The hunter named tried to move the senbons, but he could not. He was confused. Naruto released Zabuza, who started to gasp for breath. There was a strange barrier that surrounded Sakura, and the senbons could not move. Naruto then raised his hand as the hunter name was lifted into the air. Naruto then threw him. He smashed through at least 50 trees. before crashing down on the ground. Tazuna stood there, shocked by all that he just saw. Zabuza was holding his throat as he tried to get back to his feet due to the lack of oxygen in his lung for that long. Well, it was taking its toll on him. Naruto raised Zabuza into the sky. "You're no threat here," he said, as he tossed him. Zabuza received the same treatment as Haku, as he was launched throughout the foliage, before coming to a crashing stop. Tazuna looked up into the sky. Is that thing ever coming down?" he questioned. Naruto stepped towards Chakra. "You have nothing to fear from me. You're my teammate, and I would never allow anything to happen to you, okay?" She nodded. She was terrified a moment ago, but she nodded, grateful to hear what he had to say. Sasuke stepped forward. "Don't worry about them," said Naruto. "They are not a threat, and I'm sure that they know that by now." Naruto has never taken anyone's life before. He's never killed a person, even those enemies that he chose not to kill, because he was stronger than them, better than them. There was no reason to kill them. That would be just pointless. Team 7 made their way off. Kakashi, truly alarmed. That was no normal foe, that was Zabuza Momochi, A-rank Missinin. Even he would struggle a bit with that man, but yet, granted, Zabuza did underestimate Naruto. But still, it seems the Hokage wasn't even aware of his true strength. Not to mention him throwing that blade out of the planet, as it was not coming down. The moment they arrived, Naruto could feel it, and he could see it. The prosperity, the sadness. He raised his arm, stopping Tazuna. "So this is why you lied," said Naruto. "Because you wanted to help your people," Naruto said as he looked towards the bridge. And he looked back towards the land of wave at the people that were there. Naruto could feel them, their suffering, their pain. He could understand them, feel the grumbling in their stomach, the pain in their head, the stress that they were going through. The population was declining drastically. Children starving. Memories of his past started to rise. As those memories were being diluted by his thoughts, Gato and his man attacking him instead of these people. "Tell me something," said Naruto. "This man, Gato, he's simply doing this because he has power and the people to back him up. He's simply doing this because he knows that he can. I'm afraid that is just how the world works sometimes. But then you have people like me who stands up, making sure that there can be change. It doesn't matter if it kills me. I'll ensure that my people get a better life. I'll ensure that my family get a better life." Naruto was reminded of himself as he looked at all the suffering and chaos that was going on here. The more he explored into this vast, corrupted world, the more he saw how truly twisted it was. Everyone needed a hero. He never had one. But look at him now, things were different. He had the power. He had the strength. Naruto turned towards Sasuke. "You say you want to test your strength. Would you like to accompany me?" "To where?" "Where are you going?" said Kakashi, interrupting them, but Naruto, ignore the man. "I'm going to kill Gato," Naruto said, "but I'm sure that his friends won't make it easy." Sasuke was all up for it, ready to fight. "Listen to me," said Kakashi, interrupting Naruto. "What? Do you have a problem with my words? This man is a monster. Look at what he's done to these people. These people have suffered long enough. They have no one to protect them, because the bully is stronger than them. What's wrong with evening the playing field? What's wrong with giving them a bit of hope, giving them prosperity, showing them that the world is not bleak or black and white as they think it is, showing them that there is hope? Listen to me, I know you want to do the right thing, but Gato isn't just any normal enemy. Like those others that you faced so far. He doesn't just dabble within the darkness of mankind. He's also I don't care, said Naruto. You're my sensei, you're my teacher, but this mission is clear, is it not? We were supposed to help with the bridge. What's gonna happen when he does complete the bridge and Gato simply decide to blow it up? What's gonna happen then? Why won't he simply hire someone to take the fall for it? Even if he doesn't want his name to be tarnished. Time and time again, I've seen it myself. I've been on the other end of it as well. And I couldn't do anything then, but now. Naruto grabbed Sasuke and flew off. Kakashi was unable to fly after them, he had to run. Trying to call out to them, trying to stop them. As Naruto was holding Sasuke by the shoulder, and Sasuke was perfectly upright. Not that I want to stagnate my own skills by not actually fighting, but he is our sensei. And these people are suffering. And I can end that, said Naruto. Are you with me or not? Or are you going to play by the rules this time? Well, I guess we're still in the rules. Sasuke said, just don't hog all of them this time. Sasuke said to Naruto. Naruto looked down towards the people. People of the Wave Village, he said. Everyone heard his voice, crystal clear. It was like it was resonating in their mind. I know time has been hard. I know you have been suffering. I know that you have been done wrong. The injustice that has taken place. However, that is all about to change. I promise you as I stand here that I'm going to be your savior and I'm going to stop all of this. Naruto said as him and Sasuke both vanished. Kakashi came to a stop as both boys were gone. Sakura finally caught up. She looked up towards her sensei. What now? She said. Moments later, the man screamed out as he collapsed down to the ground. Sasuke was now a bit concerned. He was concerned about Naruto, but he realized that the man wasn't dead. Naruto had ripped the information out of his mind. He was one of Gato goons, one of the men that were left behind to traumatize the people, one of the men that were left behind to make sure they were kept in line, to show them that the enemy was always around the corner. But even then, the people decided to come together and build their bridge. Hey, is everything alright? Sasuke questioned. Sasuke has known Naruto for a couple of years now, and Naruto was different. People claim that Sasuke was the moody one, the quiet one, but there wasn't much to be happy about in this world. But Naruto was the only one that get that. Naruto was the only one that get him. I haven't realized just how much suffering was going on, said Naruto. I knew it was bad, but this is far worse than I expected. Look for yourself. Naruto looked into Sasuke's eyes. Sasuke saw the man's memory and saw what the man wanted to do with a few of the young ladies that he saw. Not to mention things that he'd done in his past. It sick Naruto to his stomach. These people, how could there be so true wickedness in this world? For a moment there, Sasuke saw Naruto's eyes became dark. Before he looked up and he cleared away. This man was no normal individual either. As Sasuke was stunned by what he saw within the end. The land of Wave had a daimyo of sorts. The people believed that he was dead. However, for years now the man has been selling out his own people, allowing them to be kidnapped and used and sold off. Gato was one of his main buyers, but Gato had gathered information and decided to use it against him. So he faked his own death, and right now Gato was living within his mansion, a few islands away from the land of Wave. That man sold his own people out, knowing that they would be put through hell, knowing that young ladies and young boys would be used, but he sold them out. It angered Sasuke as well as he clenched his fists. Maybe Naruto was right. Maybe truly seeing the world like this was opening his eyes. Sasuke was only focused on his problem because that was his priority. That was his goal. To solve his own problems, but the world was just as dark and corrupted. Even more than he thought. "Let's go," said Naruto. Both boys arrive. It was going down into the late evenings. As Naruto saw the mansion, he also saw the guards as well, as a few of them were on a very high podium, 24/7 watch. Naruto split into 4 pieces. They simply emerged from him. The 4 guards were taken out immediately. They were knocked unconscious. As both him and Sasuke venture inside, Sasuke saw the enemies. As Naruto, presence was very noticeable. They turned as they faced them. They were not trying to hide, but they wanted to step in on their own accord. They didn't really have a plan. After all, this wasn't really their mission. But they both had disregard from their first priority, and they were sure that they would get in trouble. But neither boy seemed to care one bit. "Go," Sasuke said. "I'll handle these." As he looked around at all the scum that was nearby. "Go for the big target. After all, you said you wouldn't get in my way." "Fine," said Naruto. As he flew off, leaving Sasuke, some tried to hit him down, but their weapons meant nothing. Naruto flew towards the building. He landed down. As he came down on the roof, Naruto raised his fist before cracking a hole inside of it. The moment he fell down on the table, all eyes turned towards him. Immediately they all rose, ready to attack Naruto. However, Naruto materialized solid light into binding chains, restraining all of them. It wrapped around their throat, cutting off all point of access to their breath. As their bodies started to collapse on the ground, one after another. In another room, the main room, Gato was in an office, filled with all sorts of things. As he heard some ruckus, "Tell them to keep it down," he said. His 2 main guards that were there at the door ventured off to see what was going on. They arrived to see bodies all over the place, as one child was standing in the center of the room. However, Naruto's eyes were focused on something else, something much more dark. Naruto traveled through the ground and appeared to the dungeon area. As Naruto saw a most horrific scene, there was a man stepping out of a room, fixing his pants. However, inside was ranging from 15, perhaps a bit younger, going up, chained to the wall, bind. Naruto stepped forward. They saw him and immediately started to attack, but their kunais, their swords, they didn't harm him in the slightest. Naruto felt sick. He saw the girls' eyes. Their eyes looked so empty. Their eyes looked so hollow, like there was nothing there. They started to become nervous as their weapons were doing nothing. Naruto simply stood there. When he found himself inside of his apartment, he looked around. Naruto felt weak. The door burst open as the same man that he saw. One of them rushed in as Naruto tried to grab his fist, but the man punched him in the face, knocking him down. Naruto dropped as he was kicked and beaten. He didn't have any powers. That is when he heard something, as all of them turned into shadows. "I told you. It's time to stop pretending. It's time to stop wasting your time. Why follow the rules when you can break them? No one can best you. No one has the power to be above you. You've seen it with your own eyes, how wicked mankind is. They can't be left alone to control the world. They're too broken, too messed up. They need correction, they need guidance. Offer them it. Show them what it means. In the outside world, half of Naruto's body started to become shadows. As he raised his hand, 1. They were startled as they dropped their weapons. 2, 3, 4, 5. Everyone started to become shadows. On the ground, they were erased. As Naruto walked, seemingly mindless, he walked through the door. He walked through the wall, his body being too strong to be held back. Naruto ruptured out of the ground. Who the hell are you? Said Gato. His two men swung their blade. Naruto caught it. Both men ignited in flames, screaming. Naruto stepped to Gato. When he heard something, he heard it. It was Sasuke. Sasuke bit off a bit more than he can chew. They just kept on coming. Sasuke took out 15, then 20. They were not specially trained in the slightest. The Uchiha was able to take them on rather easily. However, their numbers just kept on multiplying. Again and again and again and again and again and again. One of them had an explosive tag. Sasuke was thrown back. They rushed towards him. What the hell is going on? He can't die here. Of course not. He had to get his revenge. Dying here was impossible. He can't. He refused. Sasuke flipped out of the way. As he evaded every single weapon, it was like they were slowing down. He struck someone as they were sent sailing. He felt this burst of energy as he flipped, delivering a brutal kick. His speed had increased drastically, so had his strength. Sasuke being thrown back by the explosive was what woke Naruto up. Naruto snapped his gaze open. Stop this. Get out. Get out of my head, he said. As Naruto pushed the void away, he got to his feet. Looking around, Naruto saw the shivering Gato in front of him. The remaining man started to rush to the building. Naruto grabbed Gato and flew into the sky. Naruto's arms started to pulsate with a golden energy. He then fired it. Boom! A massive explosion took place. All of the others that were fighting Sasuke turned. As a bright light illuminated Sasuke's eyes, the Sharingan. Gato was screaming as Naruto flew through the sky. When Naruto stopped, his feet touched the ground as he simply reduced the amount of force and released it all at the same time. Everyone that was there was sent sailing, except for Sasuke, of course, as Naruto bind him where he was. Naruto looked at Sasuke's eyes. Your eyes, he said. Sasuke was confused until he removed his headband and gazed back at the Sharingan. Time skip. Kakashi Hatake was still waiting for the return of Naruto. He sent out a clone to scout to try to find any glimpse, but there was nothing until an explosion in the far distance could be seen by his Sharingan eyes, pinpointing from where he was. It was a clone as a clone dispelled, returning the information. That is when everyone started to exit their homes. Kakashi had no idea why. Everyone started to exit, feeling like they need to be outside for some reason. When they stepped outside, Naruto landed down with Sasuke, but he wasn't alone. Naruto tossed Gato down to the ground. The trip from there to here seemed to have changed Gato, due to what Naruto had said to him. It was the gaze that Naruto used. The same thing on Mizuki. Gato dropped to his knees. The people saw him. He started to apologize, begging, pleading for their forgiveness. The people were stunned as they looked at the young man that did all of this. Time skip. Over the next following weeks, many changes took place within the Land of Wave. For one, Naruto single-handedly completed the bridge. Just like that. He never asked for any credit. He never asked to be praised, but they knew immediately that the bridge had to be named after him. Naruto also spent his time returning every single girl back to their home. Some belong in the Land of Wave, some belong in islands not too far from here. Naruto erased their thoughts. He erased all the bad memories. He made it seem like they were simply captured, as Naruto could implant false memories in people's head. He erased them because he knew that with those memories their mind will be broken forever. He returned them home, but each memory that he had to witness, it tainted him even more. Naruto looked down towards his hand, as he could see the shadows trying to overwhelm him, but he forced it back. Kakashi was not pleased. He was glad that Naruto wanted to help the people, but the clear disrespect and the lack of following orders to the land of people. They saw Naruto as a hero, the hero of the wave that brought them prosperity, that brought them safety. Gato was nowhere to be seen. Naruto had took him and promised that he would never, ever, ever trouble them ever again. Team 7 left as heroes. Haku and Zabuza, realizing that there was no point, they fled that land. As Gato was gone and that kid was some kind of monster, the bridge was named after Naruto. As to them, Naruto was a hero. His one act there started to spread. His name was already influential enough. After all, he was the son of Minato Namikaze. It is said that he was following in his father's footsteps, going even beyond. Unfortunately though, returning back to the village, both Naruto and Sasuke was reprimanded by the Hokage. Naruto's lack of concern, it angered Hiruzen. It wasn't that he was blatantly being disrespectful, but Naruto simply did not care about Hiruzen's words. And he said nothing. That was the most worrying part. Naruto simply accepted his punishment, stripping him of his ninja status for 1 month. Both him and Sasuke. Team 7 was deactivated for the time being, showing them that they were not above being stripped from the program. But Sasuke wasn't too concerned about that, as him and Naruto continued their training. You see, Gato didn't just have money or artifact inside of his little home for the time being. He had scrolls. Naruto took everything there that was valuable, having his clones take everything and transport them back to the village. What the hell? Sasuke said as he saw them. I believe they would be very beneficial to you, said Naruto. Sasuke started to open said scrolls. Gato got his hands on some really valuable stuff, which he sold and pawned. So yes, Sasuke would do with these nicely. Team 7 was not active at the moment, but Naruto and Sasuke still continued their training. They met up with Sakura as Naruto didn't want to involve her for more than one reason. He was not as close to her as he was with Sasuke, but he told her there was nothing to worry about. Team 7 will continue on. When the month was up, Team 7 got back to active duty as Naruto actions. He listened to the rules. He did as he was told. But more than ever now, people knew who he was. Stopping a revolution inside of the Land of Waterfall, they already knew who he was. He was becoming quite influential even more than before. Saving people, helping people. Naruto was proven to be a great, inspiring force within the elemental nation. However, his actions started to become dark. It became worse when Naruto shoved his hand through an enemy's chest. No hesitation, he plunged his hand through someone's chest and ripped them apart from the inside out. When he crushed another guy's head, when they tried to subjugate a village and kill the elders that were there. They were successful in killing one of them. In return, Naruto rooted every one of them out and ripped them apart with his bare hands. Thus they love, thus they fear him. The name Sentry started to spread more and more. His violent tendencies show that he was not someone to be trifled with. Back in the village, people heard the whispers and they were starting to become fearful of his actions. Hiruzen did not want Naruto or Sasuke to be a part of the upcoming Chunin exams. Sasuke was leaning into Naruto tendencies, seeing what Naruto was doing as an action of goodwill. It didn't matter how gruesome he had to get things to get it done. You see, Hiruzen had no choice though. Majority of people were coming here to see the both of them. He couldn't really strip them from the exams. Their name had to be on the roster, and the both of them had shown the capability of being a Chunin. Naruto a very long time ago. Sasuke's strength had grown ridiculously, and he was also using techniques that Kakashi did not teach him. Where he learned these techniques, it was Naruto that gave him the scroll. A meeting between Danzo and Hiruzen took place once again. Something had to be done. They could see it. Both men have been through it before. Naruto was losing his touch with the village. He was losing that sense of remorse. He was losing that sense of, well, foresight for his loyalty. After all, he's realizing something they knew for a long time now. A god doesn't have to listen to a man. There were certain things that Hiruzen was allowing Naruto to get away with. It wasn't that he was actively doing these things, but normal ninjas shouldn't be doing what Naruto did. Naruto has been showing the disrespectful actions by not truly listening to Kakashi orders, using loopholes in the missions to do as he pleased. But the more time that went by, the more dangerous Naruto became because they did not believe they could physically stop him. Hiruzen sent word out to Jiraiya. Something has to be done. Sealed him away or something. Hiruzen didn't want to plan for the future, but he had to. The Chunin exam swung around, and Team 7 was nominated for it. On the first day there, they made their way. A lot of the members saw them. As when they saw Naruto, they were looking at him. Majority of them. They heard about his exploits. They heard about his reputation, his lineage. When Naruto and Team 7 stepped into the room, after Kakashi wished them luck and told them to look out for one another, Naruto's eyes picked up on something. A young girl with red hair. Naruto watched her keenly. As the rest of the members of the Konoha group entered, Kiba wanting to know if what he heard was true, as many of them were in the same class that Naruto was. All of them were curious, but Kiba voiced his opinion. Naruto told him a simple yes, to get Kiba to stop annoying him. It was the girl. Naruto could feel it. He could feel it. He could understand it. She was a Uzumaki. The words that came from the boy beside her made her flinch. She had bright red hair and red eyes, along with glasses as well. He heard her name by the boy that was accompanying her, Karin. Naruto was stunned. He never expected to find any family. The first phase of the exam was simply for them to cheat. There was too much abilities at Naruto's disposal for this test to be hard. As they ventured through, they found themselves in front of the so-called Forest of Death. This place was child's play. Naruto has been in this place numerous times. However, his interest was on the one girl. Over to the other side, Karin knew who that was. His features are rather telling, as he had those unique marks. She heard about him. He was the son of the fourth Kage. The one that everyone thought didn't exist. But why was he constantly looking at her? Karin was special in many ways. Her sensory ability was on a different level. However, when she looked at him, it was odd. She felt like she was stepping into something void, something of nothingness. It was just so confusing. She didn't feel chakra from him. It didn't really make sense. She couldn't quite understand it. She wasn't sure what it was. But he constantly looked at her. Hey, focus. We need you to sense out the enemies once we get in there, one of her teammates said. She responded as she usually did, with a curt nod. After all, that was her move, that was her play within this formation. Her life hasn't been that good after all. When Team 7 finally entered, "Where are we going?" Sakura said, seeing Naruto turn like he had something on his mind. "There is someone I would like to speak to before we get to things," said Naruto. He was unaware that Orochimaru had slipped in. So focused on the Uzumaki girl, he wasn't paying attention to anything else or anyone else. However, Orochimaru was going to meet the product of his experiment once and for all. Karin was left alone. After pinpointing the teams, the two boys made their way off, leaving her. She was sat there until a giant bear showed up. She started to run as she was knocked over, her glasses falling to the ground. She covered her head, only to see something strange. The tree tops exploded outwards. She then realized why. The bear was thrown. He was thrown into the heavens. She turned, but there was no one there. "You dropped these." She looked up. As she focused, her glasses placed on her face. It was him. "Are you okay?" Naruto questioned. Yes, she said. Thank you." "Tell me something. You're Uzumaki, right?" She froze up. She was told not to say anything about her past, not to say anything about her lineage. She was special, and others would want to have her, so she was not supposed to say anything. She swallowed thickly. "There is nothing to be afraid of," said Naruto. "I'm not going to harm you because I'm also a Uzumaki." People were calling him Namikaze. "What's going on?" Sakura said as her and Sasuke landed down. "Who is that girl?" "I don't know," Sasuke said, having no idea what was going on here. "You are?" Karin said, shocked, never thought that she would meet another Uzumaki. Naruto noticed the marks. None of them were on her arms, but when the breeze ruffled her clothing, Naruto saw them. Bite marks. She immediately pulled back. She was afraid. Naruto sat down. The other two just had to stand there and wait. "Who did this to you?" he said. She looked away. "It's understandable," Naruto said. "Certain things are hard to talk about, especially when you've been through trauma." "I know trauma," he said. "When I was younger, I used to get the crap beaten out of me by my own people." Karin was shocked to hear that, to the point that I didn't want to live anymore. "I hate speaking about this because it reminded me of how weak I was. I could have died by taking a very simple choice. I could have survived and left it, but I didn't care," said Naruto. "So I know how hard things can be. They bite me," she said. His words were to show her that he understood. And it got through. Karin could tell that he wasn't lying to her, he was being genuine. "It's my chakra. It's special." She heard about the things that he did. He saved people. Some were afraid because he hurt bad people in ways that seemed to be excessive, but he saved people. There wasn't many heroes in this world anymore. In fact, the term was almost dying. As she told him her story. Karin knew that she shouldn't be doing this. If her people found out, things would be worse for her. However, she knew that the moment she got back, things were just going to return. Things were just going to return to her being a tool to be used, to be bitten, to be manipulated. But despite only knowing him for such a short amount of time, she trusted him. He was kind, he was genuine, there was just something about him. Despite the hollow feeling she got when she tried to understand him, she could feel the surface emotions, the concern, the worry. But the anger, that rage was tied to something much darker. Naruto placed a hand on her as he held her hand in his. A bright, golden light surrounded Karin. She was stunned as Naruto reversed the damage by rewriting her molecules back to a stage that they were before all the bites. Her skin was immaculate, not even a scar. You know, we might not be blood related, but you are a Uzumaki, and that means that you're family. When I learned about what happened to our clan, I was angry. They were destroyed because they were too powerful. Naruto thought about his situation now, seeing how similar it was. I don't know if there are other Uzumakis out there, but if they are, we should stick together. We're a part of a very dying clan, said Naruto. And I'm not going to allow this to happen to you anymore. But my village, they're not your village. They're not your people. They're monsters that used you. They're monsters that took your mother away from you. I know that, she said. But they won't allow this to happen. They will come for you. Naruto reached and removed her headband. As I said, your family. That means he crushed the headband in his hand, reducing it to pieces. I won't allow anything to happen to you. He held his hand out. Trust me, it was hard, incredibly hard for her to place her trust into people, given the life that she's lived. However, as she looked at his hand, knowing that the moment she placed her hand in his, everything would change. Naruto knew as well, because he's already made up his mind. He knew that the Hokage would not be pleased, but for the past few months, Naruto has been thinking deeply. He never wanted to spit on the sacrifice that his parents made, but he realized something. Him changing things were not spitting on that. It was showing them that he had the power and the instincts that made wrongs into right, correct the mistakes. He had power, unbelievable power, that could crush nations, that could burn worlds. And he was going to start to use that power. First thing first, he was going to help this girl, because she was family. They hail from the same clan. And he wouldn't allow her to return back to that village. And if they try, if they come after her, if the Hokage was against what he had to say, well, it seemed like it was time for a change. Meanwhile, in the depths of Naruto's mind, within his subconscious, a part of him, seated inside of Naruto's bedroom, the void gazed through the window. This world was identical to Konoha, but the heavens were broken. Black and red lightning cackled in the sky as a smile appeared on the void's face. But guys, let me end episode right here. If you want to see this person do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. But I'm off and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.